With respect to what? Better with respect to what? In what context?
We saw the flash flood. We saw the impact of the flash flood. More water is coming, apparently. And if the right things are done or things are done, there is a way that it may not have the level of impact it has. That's why I'm asking the question.
Okay, let me answer you in a very direct way. Is Lagos a coastal state? Yes, abutted by the sea and then the lagoon. We have the creeks and then we have the swamps. So what you call a flash flood, when the tidal wave is high, storm water cannot discharge into the sea or the lagoon. And within 1 hour or two, when that water level comes down, it will discharge. That's why it's a flash flood. It's ponding. It's global. It's globally known as ponding. It's not permanent. And for situations like this, without knowing the mystery, what else would say I've done? Oh, to hold back nature. It's not possible. We've created the outlet. We've been able to ensure to our people, say to our people that these outlets will throw the water into the lagoon for you. Just be patient. That's why we called for calm. And that was my first response. I said, the Russians, please be calm. Olopomeji is a flash flood. It will ease up and discharge into the lagoon. The rain was about 10 hours. And within 1 hour or two, it eased up. The water receded. And then everything cleared up. That's why it's a flash flood. Right. And for the upland area of the state, Alimosho, Ikeja, the water level was high. And then within 1 hour, 2 hours, it discharged.
All right.
Those ones are not flash flood.
Oh,
it was the water level.
So the essence of this conversation also is to have everybody on board, really, and sort of help everyone know what their responsibility is from the government to the people, not in terms of throwing blames. But yes, if there are ways that balls were dropped or people dropped the ball, would by all means call them out so that we can do better next time. So let's have a checklist of the things that need to be done in the situation we're in such that we mitigate the effect. Because as you said, Lagos is just what, 1+ meter above sea level. Some areas are even below sea level here. And in the coming years, we understand that the sea level is rising and they say Lagos may disappear, God forbid. So what is that checklist? And I know on that checklist, waste management, there's drainage. I don't know for you if there's demolition of buildings, because he says that we can be more creative. Rather than demolish buildings, there can be channels. So what is the checklist for government and the people? Let's have that.
Thank you very much. Now, the checklist for us is, do we have a policy for municipal solid waste? I'll tell you, yes, that's why you have LOMA in place and the PSP operations. Do you have a policy to remove and clear your drainage paths and canals? I'll also tell you, yes. And that's why we keep working 24/7, 7 days of the week, all year round, to clear and create drainage paths for our water, storm water. But beyond that, people need to also take ownership by taking ownership of their own environment. Look, you stay in a place. You wake up by 4 a.m. You take your waste bin and choose to discharge it into your drainage paths, your secondary, your tertiary drainage in front of your property. It's an invitation to chaos when it rains. If you have noticed this, let me say this. We banned styrofoam some months back. Why did we do that? Because they are non-biodegradable elements. And we found out with time, they clog the waterways, they clog our drainage systems. Beyond the fact that they are very dangerous to the aquatic life of the states. When we banned, people like Osvaldo were saying it was a wrong policy. Today, the benefit of hindsight, we've seen the benefit of what that ban had done for the states. That's what we're talking about by being proactive. The policies are in place. We're implementing them painstakingly. If we have to remove properties on our channels, collector parts, canal parts, we do them by serving the website notices. We don't just do them because whimsically we choose to do them. We do them because we have to do them to save the states from flooding. In October last year, after serving notices to people around Ogongo, Mobile, at Okota, at Ikotarada, we went and we had to open System 44 That saved the whole 12 villages on that axis and properties. People like Rose Bible were doing the dog mystery and they were just in politics. He came on air now to say Ilubiri is flooding at energy. That meant he's living in the past. In truth, there is a pumping station at Ilubiri, pumping water out of an inch. There is a concrete lined drainage system taking the water into the lagoon. The truth is, the most part of Oroyi and energy are low-lying areas. And at low-lying areas, when the water level is high, it will backflow to the area again. So what we're doing is pumping the water out. And to say the state doesn't have a wetland policy, it's also very wrong and very political. There is a wetland policy. And that is why we have said to them in the Ministry of Environment, you can build on the wetland. We're not allowing them to build on the wetland. If anybody had gone to build on the wetland, you'll be sure they don't have an approval from the Ministry of Physical Planning and Urban Development. So we should try and limit the politics and face addressing the human issues. And human issues are very straight.
But Mr. Wahab.
Excuse me, the human issues are very straight. Will nature take its course? Oh yes. Can we mitigate it by creating infrastructure? Yes, the state is doing that. Can we as a people also embrace nature? Yes, we have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, so beyond the politics, Mr. Wahab, let's look at what the government is doing now. And you talked about the waste management.